Oh, who doesn't like a little fresh cranberry sauce or mashed potatoes and gravy? As many of you make plans for next week's big feast, remember that your pets will be standing by waiting for your table scraps, and that's not a good thing. In today's Find a Friend segment, sponsored by Rascal Animal Hospital, head vet Dr. Michelle Gonzalez has some tips and a few warnings for us. Good to see you, Dr. G.
Good to see you too.
All right, before we get to that topic, who do you have with you?
This cutie is Benji. Benji is a silky mix. He's about 2.5 years old. It's kind of a silly story because the person that got rid of him because he had fleas. So
Okay.
They got rid of him for that reason. Obviously, really easy problem to take care
exactly,
of. So our
yeah.
friends at Colony Cats and Dogs took him in, took care of the fleas, and now he's looking for a forever home. And he is the nicest guy. He loves people. He loves other dogs. He's a lab dog. He likes to explore. So he's a really good dog.
Yeah, I feel like he's the mix of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like can play when he's ready and then, hang out like he is right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, colonycats.org is the website if you want to adopt Benji.
Yes.
All right, Dr. G, we always hear about food hazards. We just talked about Halloween, obviously. We talk about Easter, kind of some of the issues. So why is Thanksgiving such a risk?
So Thanksgiving is a risk because there's a lot of different mixes of things, and a lot of those things are problematic. A lot of people think of turkey as something healthy, but then when we reach out to give our pets something from the turkey, it's usually like the greasy stuff or the bones. And turkey bones, like chicken bones, can be really a problem. And then also from the buttery and the grease of the turkey, they can develop severe intestinal problems like pancreatitis. So, we try to stay away from things like that. Things that some people don't think about is bread, though. Like before you actually cook it, if the dogs eat it, it can expand in their stomach and it can be really poisonous, really dangerous to them. The candies, the alcohol that some people will have during Thanksgiving, the coffee after that. Pretty much everything that goes on a Thanksgiving table should be kept away from our pets.
Okay, so feed them before people come over maybe, so they're not sitting there wagging their tails at the table.
Absolutely, and something that we usually tell people is that if you're used to feeding your pet from the table, then have something on the table that they can have. Have some carrots or something. They start begging, give them a treat that they're okay to have. It's coming from the table. It's all about that bond. They don't really care to have what you're having. They care that it's coming from you.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, a lot of people travel. Thanksgiving, the busiest holiday, as we know. So what advice do you have? We'll first talk about if you plan to take your pet with you.
So really important to take them to your vet, make sure that they're completely up to date on vaccinations, and depending on where you're going, there are different regulations for traveling with pets. So you always want to make sure to have a health certificate. Anytime that you cross state lines, whether it's driving or flying, you have to have a health certificate that shows that your pet is not sick and that it's vaccinated against rabies. If you're going to get on a plane, you have to have that. During the cold weather, they'll even require a veterinarian to say that your pet can withstand certain temperatures because where they keep the pets, they cannot guarantee that the temperature will not drop too low.
Oh,
so
that's
those
right.
are things. And then if you're traveling to different places or to other countries, and even if you're traveling to Hawaii, there are places that are rabies free, and to get in there is really difficult with pets. So you have to make sure that you have all of those things taken care of so your pet doesn't end up in quarantine.
All right, and what if you have to leave your pet behind?
So if you're leaving your pet behind, you got to figure out if it's going to be best to board them or to have somebody come in to your house. So there's a lot of places that will do either one. And the biggest thing is just doing it ahead of time, because during the holidays, boarding facilities get full really quickly.
Okay.
So this is the time to start trying to get boarding appointments. And again, making sure that your pet is fully vaccinated so that you don't get to the boarding facility and then tell you that they can't keep your pet because it's not up to date.
What are some of the questions people should ask a boarding facility if they've never been involved in bringing their dog there?
You want to make sure that the boarding facility requires vaccinations.
Okay.
Because if they don't require vaccinations, then you don't know how safe your pet is going to be in there. You want to make sure who is in charge of them, if there's somebody there all the time, if your pet has special needs, if they're able to take care of that special needs, and then if they have an emergency contact type thing, so that if something happens to your pet, they're going to be able to do something for them.
Okay, again, Benji is available for adoption, colonycats.org. As always, Dr. G, thanks.
Thanks.